Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports, and for today's video about RASSIE ERASMUS and whether he is staying put in South Africa, whether he is following Jacques to Ireland and joining the Ireland Rugby Football Union, which has been a lot of talk in lately. And RASSIE ERASMUS on Monday in the press conference, the usual weekly press conference, that debriefing that the Springboks have on a Monday, which he usually is involved in, he has addressed the rumours, or he's been forced to address the rumours because he was asked the question. And he's given a bit of clarity about the situation. So before we talk about exactly why he was asked about it and what the situation is and what he had to say, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Right, so RASSIE ERASMUS has long, for the last couple of months, been linked with a move to Ireland. Jacques is moving to Leinster as a part of the coaching staff next season. He's already sort of handed his resignation, and this is going to be his last 2 months with the Springboks before he goes to Leinster. And with that, obviously, there's been a lot of sort of speculation about RASSIE ERASMUS's future. He's currently contracted for another 2 years, I believe, end of 2025. And SA Rugby came out and actually reaffirmed that RASSIE ERASMUS would not be leaving early in his contract, that he would see his contract out, and that there could obviously be an extension still on the cards for the current director of rugby. But there was speculation in the last 2 months linking him with the potential sort of high performance role, or head of high performance, I think it is, or whatever it is, basically director of rugby for Ireland Rugby. It will not be the coaching position. It will be more sort of structural in terms of sort of overseeing the sort of high performance program. You know, your national team, your interpro teams, for example, and stuff like that. And now there are a lot of rumors that he was on the shortlist for this position, and that it was going to be approached, that they were going to be interviewed and stuff like that. And it was been quite an interesting sort of reaction as well. And it's kind of been sort of back and forth. A lot of people can sort of see the attraction. Obviously, we're talking about a World Cup winning coach. We're talking about somebody who took a South African side that was really struggling to be taking them as world champs. We're talking about somebody who understands the game, likes to innovate, thinks outside the box. He's very much a thinker of the game. He's not just someone who's a good coach, for example. He looks far more in depth. And that's what makes him very attractive from a director of rugby role, is that he's just far more than just a good coach, or he really looks at everything very structurally, procedurally, and sort of the whole picture type of thinker. And he's good at his job. You cannot deny he's good at his job. You might not like his methods, for example. You might not like the referee stuff or what he puts on social media, but you cannot argue with the results. He has turned the Springbok rugby around in the last few years. I think he's done a couple of very interesting things with SA Rugby, and regardless of what you think about him, he produces when he needs to. Whether he'd be able to do it in a different country, I don't know. It's a very different situation. It's something, for example, I've always said that a foreign coach would probably really struggle to coach the Springboks because there's a lack of understanding about the local environment. And that could very much be the case overseas. Just because RASSIE ERASMUS understands the game and has been in Ireland for a little bit, doesn't mean he can suddenly understand exactly how to get the most out of Ireland rugby, which, to be fair, they're doing pretty well anyway. However, he was asked in the press conference today, and he was very quick to sort of squash the rumor, saying, basically asked, will he be joining Ireland after the World Cup? And he said, and I quote, "No, I won't be." He said, "There have been no talks, and there's no truth in that. I am not sure where it started, but definitely not. I haven't chatted to them, and I'm definitely not following Jacques." So that's him, for example. There was also a couple of stories in the last week or two saying that he is no longer on the shortlist, or rather, he's no longer a favourite candidate for the role. And he's come out and said, well, he wasn't even spoken to. The fact he wasn't even approached, there's been no talks and stuff like that. So he has very much reaffirmed his commitment to the Springboks and seeing out that contract, which should be another 2 years. Now, that I wouldn't say that ends the matter at the end of the day. For example, he might have been approached, he might have had talks, but he might not legally be able to say anything. So he might not be telling the full truth. We don't know. Maybe he hasn't been approached. And I said, you come out and say he hasn't approached. Maybe he hasn't been approached, but that doesn't mean that he can't still obviously be approached. That doesn't mean he can't still have his name put up back on the table. But he's basically saying that right now, as it stands, he will not be leaving, and he is committed to SA Rugby. And hopefully that is the case. Regardless of what the Springboks do this year, I think RASSIE ERASMUS has done a lot for SA Rugby, and I think that him overseeing, the next couple of years is quite important. Some people might think very differently and say, well, if we don't win the World Cup, we need new blood, we need him to get out, we need somebody else. But I think he's done such a good job that I think that we really need to get behind him. I think long term as well, I think he's doing a lot of good things, which we're going to see down the line. Sort of the results for it. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well, as I said earlier. Do you think you should go? Do you think you should stay? If you're South African, let me know from a South African perspective. If you're from Ireland, let me know. Would you want him as your head of high performance or sort of director role type role? Or do you think that he would struggle given his lack of Irishness or understanding of the entire picture? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys soon.